Mistakes were made. Milk was a bad choice. Hello and welcome on in, Jerome's. This is either a great idea or an idea that will go very, very poorly and pear-shaped. But as an homage to one of our favorite shows, Hot Ones, where celebrities answer questions as they eat progressively hotter wings, we're going to try and do just that, with some Q&A that we asked from y'all about our team, the Minnesota Vikings. So we got 6 questions, we got 6 wangs, and we got 6 different hot sauces. Now, we didn't go out and get the nuclear 1 million or 2 million Scoville hot ones, the final dab one. We just used what we had around the house. Now, about me, so I like spicy food, but I like spice when it's incorporated into the dish and not just being hot just for the sake of being hot. So this is going to be a bit of a departure. So our sauces, starting at the bottom, we got Texas Pete, a North Carolina institution, 750 Scoville. Next up, Cholula, 3600 on the Scoville scale. Yellowbird Ghost Pepper, 23K on Scoville. Melinda's Hot Habanero, 50 dimes on Scoville's. Yellowbird Habanero, 54K. And then finally, we're wrapping up with Martin's Barbecue's Devil Nectar Barbecue Sauce. Now, I don't know if barbecue sauce counts in this, but I also haven't tasted this one. I got this one as a gift. The wife went to Nashville, so here we go. Woosah. So we're set up level 1. We got our plate of wangs straight from the air fryer. What can you do? Now, would love to deep fried, but beggars can't be choosers. First question is from Reptar. Fantastic name, by the way. Which Vikings player do you think will exceed expectations the most? It could be a guy who's been buried on the depth chart, a rookie, second, third-year player who hasn't got the time of day, or new free agent. So we got the Texas Pete, the Pride, North Carolina. Confusingly enough. So this one, we'll just really go to town, because this is like your standard wing sauce. There you go. Let's get a bite in first. Cheers. See, you certainly handle this one. Now, in terms of players going to exceed expectations, here's someone that's under the radar. I really like Amir Smith-Marset. Even though I spent most of the offseason in a walking boot, he should be good to go for training camp. And I think he does have an opportunity to win the punt return job, as well as be that speed option as a Vikings wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5. I think he really could be that guy. Someone else I'll throw out there. Quick bite. Just really going after the drummers now. All right, so 2 other names I got. Janaris Robinson, who was a 4th-round pick last year out of Florida State. I think that the transition into a 3-4 is going to fit in perfectly with his skill set. He's been taken under the wing as a Darius Smith. They've been working out together during the offseason, and I just love his skill set. I think that he has a chance to really come in and have a Danielle Hunter-type NFL career. He's got all the physical tools. Didn't really put together in college at Tallahassee, but I think he could be that guy. Also, I really like free agent cornerback Nate Hairston coming over from the Broncos, because of Ed Donatel's former cornerbacks, they could have had their choice of Kyle Fuller or whoever, but they decided to go with Nate Hairston, and I think that he has a chance to make some noise, perhaps even win the slot quarterback job, but we'll see. Level 2, onto the Cholula. Cholula, question, Eric Anderson. After the Vikings hoist the Jerome Barty this season, which team will fire their current head coach and bring in Wes Phillips? It's a good question. I like it. We're going to do a flat this time. Da-da, just a little dab will do ya. I love Cholula hot sauce, man. Put Cholula on everything. All right, so let's get this thing set up first. Ooh, also the proper way to eat a chicken wing. Just go in. If the wing isn't broken, there you go. Sarah, take the small wing. Then there you go. Just grab the bone. So I think after the Vikings win the Super Bowl this year, and it's going to happen, what usually happens around the league is that teams will poach coordinators, especially offensive coordinators, because everyone was looking for the next great offensive mind. And Wes Phillips, son of Wade Phillips, so grandson of Bum, I think that he will be a hot coaching commodity, because he has an offensive line background, coached tight ends last year for the Rams, and now is OC for the Vikings. I feel like the the stigma of, oh, he's never called plays is sort of gone by the wayside, because you had Zach Taylor of the Bengals. He never called plays when he was an assistant on the Rams. Kevin O'Connell never called plays. Mike McDaniel never called plays before. So I think Wes Phillips, I think he lands in Dallas. I think that the Mike McCarthy experiment is going to be long gone, and Wade Phillips is well liked in Dallas, and I do think that Jerry likes familiarity. So I think it could come down between Mike Zimmer as well as Wes Phillips. Bringing Wes Phillips back home. I think he grew up in Texas. I think he played quarterback at UTEP or something like that. So bringing Wes Phillips home to either run the offense and then Zimmer runs the defense, I think that would be perfect for Dallas. On to level 3, Yellowbird. Yellowbird hot habanero. No, Yellowbird ghost pepper. Now you'd think that ghost pepper would be spicier, but it's only 23K on the Scoville scale, whatever. So when we were down in Austin, Texas, it's where Yellowbird is made. They had this all over the place, and it's delightful. It's really good. And since this is what we usually eat anyway, we'll definitely just pile it on a little bit. Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, 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 I love you. All right, so let's get this going. So great thing about this sauce is that even though it's got heat, it has flavor, and that's what's really important for us, where if it's just hot for the sake of being hot, nah. All you do is get a spicy tongue and a spicy butthole. You don't need that. Oh, you need some flavor in your laugh. That's right. Question, Tristan D. What would you consider to be a disappointment if the Vikings underachieved this year? Me personally, not making the NFC Championship game at least would be a disappointing season. Well, obviously I have high hopes for this team, but also I realize that this is going to be a process, and I think that Super Bowl or bust, sure, it's a nice mantra, but there's a talented roster. It's not too relatively veteran-laden, even though there's a couple of older high-profile veterans. And Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, this is their first year on the job. One season trying to turn things around. They went 8-9 last year. I think that winning the division, especially with the Packers in a weakened state, I think that it certainly is on the list of things to do. I think they have to win at least one playoff game. I think if that happens, then I think you're really setting yourself up nicely for the future, the years to come, because the team is still relatively young, and if Kevin O'Connell can still get it done with Kirk Cousins, I think that maybe Kirk has 2 or 3, 4 good years left in him directing this offense, and this defense is going to get itself uneffed. So I absolutely love it. Oh, I should point out for beverages, we got our gallon of water, some ice in it, as well as we got some 2% milk. Now, my kids love milk. As an Asian, dairy does not really agree with me, so desperate times calls for desperate measures. Sorry, we're getting up there a little bit. Next up, we have Melinda's Hot Habanero, 50K on the Scoville scale. Question from Kevin DeCow. Favorite player in Vikings history and why? Ooh, this will be a good one. All right, should we do another flat? All right. Give the people what they want. All right, so flat. Got the bone out. Here we go. And worked so hard I forgot how to vacation. Now, all right, so we have to show the dabbedness on there just to make sure that we are, because we need integrity on this. Dab, a little dab will do ya. Come on, baby. There we go. All right, so this is Melinda's original habanero hot sauce, 50K on the Scoville scale. All right, so let's go. It's not bad. This is the first time I've ever tried this one. It's really fantastic. I think it's got really good flavor. Like, you can actually taste the habanero. It's definitely got some spice. It's definitely got a little afterburn on it, but I'm mad at it, man. I am mad. So, favorite Viking of all time. The easy answer would be Randy Moss. So my top 5 sort of vacillates. I would say right now, today, it'd be Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Antoine Winfield, Jared Allen, Everson Griffin. Of course, that's very generational specific, because I never saw Jim Marshall or Alan Page, etc. But yeah, it's probably my 5. I think Harrison's slightly outside the top 5. But Randy Moss for me, I've told this story a bunch. But I feel like with sports and music, the ages from 12 to 18 is where it's like wet cement. And whatever inputs you have for music as well as sports, that's when it gets cemented, locked in. And Randy Moss coming in 98, dropping in the draft, coming out of Marshall. He was the first player that actually did draft research on, because I remember him at Marshall University. One year he was there. They were 1AA, and then the next season they're 1A with Chad Pennington and stuff, just getting it done, baby. Just the pride of Rand, West Virginia, just getting it done. The Thundering Herd, him like hurdling fools out there. He scored a touchdown in every single game. Actually, it might have been multiple touchdowns, but he just did ridiculous things, and he was a Heisman finalist from Marshall at the time. It was just amazing. I mean, he changed the game. There had never been a player like Randy Moss. There's not been a player exactly like Randy Moss since, where you had the size and the speed and leaping ability, contested catch ability. You haven't seen him. Question number 5. We got Michael Converse. Why do the media haircut jabronis, with the exception of Kyle Brandt, refuse to give the Vikings the time of day? Small market, lip service to the Packers Rodgers, wasting too much time in the salon getting trimmed up. And our hot sauce is Yellowbird's Habanero. This checks in at 54,355 Scoville. There we go, nailed it. All right, we got one more flat. We got Nemo wax. Go. I should have given like easier questions as we go along. All right, so there we go. All right, you can see that's certifiably saucied up. So there we go. Here's the U. So yeah, this is another one of hot sauces that we eat every day. It definitely has a little bit of hangle in the dangle. I can feel my undercarriage getting a little warmed up. And this one, this is the first one where I got the nostrils a little bit. I like it though. No issue. No factor. Also, like, so our glassware is mason jars, because like, what was this? This is Toby Keith. I love this bar. Come out as you are. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Woo. All right. So national media jabroni haircuts. Why do they hate on the Vikings? Well, easy answer would be, is that it's inertia, because they've hated on the Vikings ever since they came in 61. They were seen as the little brother in a burgeoning NFL, and then they lost the Super Bowls and then became a running joke, because even before the Buffalo Bills lost 4 Super Bowls in a row, it was the Vikings that dropped 4 straight, not 4 straight, but lost 4 Super Bowls. So they were always the kid brother. And then also, you factor in the national media jabroni haircuts, always pandering to the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers, always pandering to the Steelers, always pandering to the Cowboys. All 3 of those teams obviously had history with the Vikings. I mean, the Packers division rivals. The Vikings lost the Super Bowl to the Steelers, as well as the Vikings. The Drew Pearson push-off in 75 at the Met. No big deal. Also, older and much smarter football minds than I say that the 75 Vikings was the best Vikings team out of all of them, including the Super Bowl teams. So to lose in the divisional round to the stupid Cowboys, where Drew Pearson cheated, it's a little rough. Just like the afterburners on this Yellowbird. Whew, a little rough. And lastly, Mama, we made it. Martin's Barbecue's Devil Nectar Barbecue Sauce. This checks in at 300,000 on the Scoville scale. So, I mean, it's not even as bad as we never opened this before. It's not even as bad as the last dab on Hot Ones. But, woosah. All right, listen for the pop. Enough. Ooh. It's already attacking the nostrils. It stings, but in a good way. I'm not going to lie to you, Brian. That smells like straight gasoline. So the question is from David Hugan. In all the Vikings' early Super Bowl appearances, why were they never able to win at least one of them, especially when they had a killer defense and scrambling Fran? Composing myself here. All right, so I think we're just going to pour a little bit into the lid. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't mess things up. This is the wing of destiny. All right. Integritas. Okay. You can see it's pretty well coated. 300 dimes. Here's the U. Mistakes were made. Milk was a bad choice. I gotta say, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. I was a little scared. Like my butthole was like that. A little tight sphincter. But this was a dry run. This was like a dry humping run because, you know, I feel like it wasn't tested enough. I feel like we have to actually order the hot one set and get like the last dab. We're like, we need the million Scoville one. Or maybe we're getting a little cocky. Maybe the afterburners are going to kick in on this. So, question. In the Vikings' early Super Bowl appearances, all right, so how come they never won one? Well, they should have beat the Chiefs, except the Chiefs had a good game plan, is what it is. Remember, that was the one, Hank Stram, keep matriculating the ball down the field, Leonard. It's like a Chinese fire drill over there. Bug Grant just like stoic. So, remember, that was the year. So, the AFL had beat the NFL in Super Bowl III, the upset of the Jets over the Colts. So, the NFL was like, got smack that all on the floor. Smack that, give me some more. Super Bowl IV, and then the Vikings lost. The NFL team lost to the AFL Chiefs, so that's no bueno. And then they ran into the 73 Dolphins, and I mean the Dolphins. All right, so they went undefeated in 72, and then they beat Washington in the Super Bowl. They had themselves a damn fine 73 season as well. And then they beat the Vikings in the Super Bowl. So what can you do there? They should have beat the Steelers. That was the one that was like played in bad weather down in like Tulane Stadium. I think everyone got food poisoning or something like that, but sort of is what it is. And then the Raiders at the Rose Bowl, that wasn't even close. Like that was like Jack Tatum just completely destroying Sammy White, and that was the perfect microcosm for that game because the Raiders were simply the better team. And that was the Super Bowl that John Madden coached and won before he rode off into the sunset, and then got onto the bus and started selling video games, billions of dollars of video games. Oh, so I do have to say, like I said, this wasn't too bad. This wasn't too bad at all. It certainly could have been a lot worse, but like we said, this is a warm up. This is just a getting things going because that next time I think we definitely have to get the hot ones, get the final dab, get a couple million of Scovilles on here because, like I said, it was hot. The last one was borderline unpleasant, but we were able to power through. So there we go. Milk was not a bad choice. I'm perspiring a little bit. But that's it. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.